The whole football stadium is packed, sold out. Woo! It's coming your way.
This is Rob Naylor, and I'm joined here for this Highspot exclusive shoot interview. This is a long time coming, guys. I'm so happy to be here with the juicy one.
With the only one.
The only one.
The juiciest one.
The juiciest one. Juventud Guerrera, thank you for doing this, sir.
The juice is in the house, and the house is with the juice.
The house is with the juice, and I am with the juice.
You feel the juicy right now? Can you feel the juice? Can you feel the juice? Can you feel the juice?
The juice is freaking felt, yes. I am ready for this interview, my friend. Goddamn. After that, you know what? We're just going to kick this thing off with the question I was told to ask. The number one. This isn't like, what was your first match? This is important.
Yeah, it's big. It's big.
Let's talk about flat Earth. Is the Earth flat, or is the Earth...
What is the Earth? What's the Earth? I have that question. We're going to talk about serious stuff.
This is going to be serious
so
as a heart attack.
What's the Earth? The place that we live. The place that we enjoy. We live in a treasure place. We live in something that we don't even know that is been possible. You are possible. I'm possible, and it's beautiful. What we live, what we feel, what we can do, what we can see, and you know, when I hear about the theory, la historia, about this crazy stupid shit. Thing about
it angers you.
No, it didn't anger me. Inspire me.
Oh, okay.
Inspire me to know that we are created. We are not like one in a million, millions and millions and millions and millions of juicy fans. Yes, they are. But there's not like millions of universes. As far as I see, as far as the facts, intelligence and proven fact, and not just fact that I know or that I say so, and because when the Jews say so, it makes so, but it's not that. It is a fact, scientifically proven. The Earth is not a circle. It's not rounded. Why? I don't want to be giving a lot of examples why. I want you to go and examine yourself. You know, if you think you're smart people, dumbass, you know, I don't want to, insult you. But a lot of people, a lot of them, you know, they listen to flat earth, no flat earth, and like, you know, I don't know, man. I think that, you know, I just don't want to go into like a lot of fighting stuff. I don't like to be arguing with people,
Argument.
No argument at all, you know.
That was a poor first question on my part. I apologize. What we'll do, we'll back off of Flat Earth.
Okay.
Juventud, you come from a wrestling family.
Yes.
Talk to me about, as a youth, watching your father and just watching wrestling in Mexico.
Oh, man. Like I said, one of the interviews that you can see, like they did it on WWE last year, and they talk about where's Juvi, right? So they show up that I was doing my TV show that has been going for a year. Now I'm looking for a bigger station in Mexico, so that's gonna be happening next year or in a couple months. And it's since when the first time I saw my dad putting a mask on it, I was like, wow, that seems like a Superman, right? Or like a Spider-Man in the house.
Yeah.
So that kind of like gives me a rush and goosebumps, you know? And since then, you know, I got in love with the business, you know, because I wanted to be like a superhero, right? I wanted to be something, I want to inspire people, you know? And I knew that I was possible to make that happen because since a young age, I was able to be competing with the tall guys on basketball, tall guy with a volleyball, and I was pretty much good on everything, you know. I was like, wow, so, and I don't want to be cocky, you know. I don't want to be cocky, but it's a fact,
you're telling facts. Now I remember, and I'm 39, so I remember watching your father wrestle, And then when you were breaking in, you were a teenager, and basically the word on you from the people in Mexico that I would read about was just like, this guy is so good. He's so young. He's so new to it, but he's a fish to water. He's you and Ray.
Yeah.
You and Ray, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you would utilize a lot of the throws and suplexes and moves that weren't necessarily seen. Am I correct on this one? In Lucha Libre, like you would do a lot of unique things at the time.
Yeah.
Were you like watching tapes of other wrestling and then integrating it in with Lucha Libre? Would that be correct?
Yeah, exactly. You know, the first guy that inspired me was Eddie Guerrero, because Eddie Guerrero was the first guy to actually took over Lucha Libre style into like America, and it was fighting against to the big guys.
Yes.
So finally, he was like the first step, but finally, and then Rey Mysterio came along, and then myself, and then Psychosis. And actually, it was first Psychosis, but then Psychosis got hurt. The first show on ECW, or the second show, he couldn't make it, so they called me right away.
New York, I remember this.
Right away, called and they're like, "Who's the next guy?" It was Scooby, right? So they put me there, and I basically conquered the fans and ECW and Paul Heyman, which I say, "Hi, what's up, homie?" And with all my respect, sir, but you know, it's and they were like, we took it by the storm, you know. They were like, "Wow, it's not just Ray, it's not just Psychosis, it's Juventud Guerrera.
Sure.
Who's this guy?"
You had a series of matches in AAA. They're still talked about today, 1995, 1996. You make your way to the U.S. in 1996. You show up in Queens. You rock it with Ray. Then you come to Philly and you have the match anywhere in the anywhere around. The Hurricane off the car.
Yeah.
That was such a wild. The power bomb through the table. That was such a wild match. Have any thoughts of the 2 out of 3 fall match you had with Rey Mysterio?
Yeah, that was one of the highlights of my life. I'm never gonna forget. And even Ray, you know, we talk to each other. I just saw him. We have this 25th anniversary world tour. We went to Brazil. We went not at all, because Rey Mysterio had got some trouble issues, so he couldn't make it.
Okay.
But we make it in San Francisco for All Pro Wrestling, which I say hello to Marcus. And oh man, we have a blast against Phoenix and Pentagon.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I love the generation aspect of that, where they got the new, and then you guys basically were the trendsetters back in the day.
And it was crazy because Rey Mysterio, his flight from San Diego to go to LA, which is pretty close, got delayed. So he flied out and he came back out to San Diego. So he was running to go back to the show, and we were waiting for him, you know. And even on top of that, the match was great. You know, it's like a blessing thing when you have so much talent together. You know.
Sure.
And just like me and Ray, we talk with each other like that night. We were like thinking about all the things we've been doing, and we've been inspiring people. And we just can't even believe that we are on this level right now, or on this position right now, to be like, you know, having this interview and talk about all of these years of career, and it's amazing.
And then we got WCW. We're skipping some stuff. We'll skim back, but your WCW debut, you wrestled with Billy Kidman. You hit I remember the springboard. You hit the big corkscrew splash.
Yeah.
You did the deal outside the ring with the leg drop. Stuff that wasn't seen in this country. Yeah. And it's on national TV on Nitro. And then you have the Conan match.
Yeah.
Conan match is pretty rugged, like ball brawl. He's throwing you at like a cat out of a freaking tree moving, dude. Talk about those matches a little bit.
Well, that motherfucker almost killed me. You fucking pendejo way.
Oh no.
I go do this thing. I don't remember what it was. I just remember my head was upside down, right? And the guy saw that, and instead of thinking what the hell my head is gonna go for, he just went through there.
Oh no!
And my whole spine went like.
Oh no!
Oh wow! That was one of the worst pains that I ever had. I gotta go outside right away. I took my breath, and God protect me, bro. I went back and I finished the match and I pinned him. And then the next night, I was wrestling Chris Jericho in Panama Beach. Yeah, baby! Panama Beach, I love those stories, man. You know, all the girls that I have there.
Oh, there it is.
I still miss you, all of you.
Misses you all.
There were like 3 or 4. Like, Anyways,
you survived the Conan match.
I survived.
Now here's one. Do you remember? Now this is near and dear to my heart. Your first interview in America. Mean Gene wasn't too cool to you. He wasn't a juicy person that night.
He wasn't a juicy person until I make him a juicy person. He was like later on,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
Good. I'm happy to hear that was reconciled. Everything was
Yeah.
okay with
Yeah.
old girl Mean Gene. Oh my lord.
Mean Gene, my boy.
So
Stay juicy.
let's talk about.
Because, all the people was like that. It's like, okay, you're Mexican, you do a lot of this. Now what you going to do with the mic, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
you really can do. I remember that. They're like, I'm the best worker in Mexico, the best worker in the world. And I am, baby.
There it is. Still to this day.
Juicy way.
The juicy way.
Yeah.
You get that done. Mean Gene, Conan, you survive, you go forward. Now let's talk about some of your compatriots down there in WCW, the other people you're wrestling. La Parka,
Yeah.
I remember y'all rocked it quite a few times.
Yeah.
Still going?
Yeah.
Thoughts on La Parka?
Well, La Parka was one of those guys that he was kind of like very with the crowd, with the fans, even with the office. He was one of those guys that they want to really push him because he kind of deserved it, He was one of those guys to
Very
really
good.
put the work out there, even when he was a cow. But
And he had the character.
and the cow. I don't want to say cow in a bad way. I just
I got you.
Yeah, no, he's great. Like he fly like a flying cow and stuff like that.
Now, Hoovy.
No, not just fucking with you, Parker. I love you, man. I respect you a lot.
There it is. He respects you a lot.
I respect you a lot.
Now, Silver King. You and Silver King rocked it. Probably the first reverse Frankenstein
Yeah,
off the
on
ropes.
TV, yeah.
See, this guy knows.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Talk to us about that. Like, Silver King's so talented.
Yes, I know.
I got to meet Silver King and Dr. Wagner Jr. a couple years back. How long they've been doing this? So
Well,
long.
let me
So
tell you
good.
something. When I was like about to start my career, he was already like in Japan,
Sure.
Torrio, Arena, Mexico. Working with all these big names, and since then I knew after Eddie, and this is a big statement.
Sure.
After Eddie, like Silver King was like the next guy to
there
really
you go.
accomplish
Wow.
everything, right?
Sure.
So I mentioned this guy to the office because they were like, who would you like to work in a pay-per-view? I was like that big,
Yeah,
They like often
sure.
they were asking me, and I said Silver King, and I knew because I knew I can do that reverse Frankenstein only with him.
Yeah.
So I really want to put it out there, So
That was it.
we break through, and now all of this reverse Frankensteiner. It's been happening.
That's the hot shit now, man.
Yeah, I know
Let's
it
do
is.
It's crazy.
I did it last year with on the match. Yeah,
Oh, sweet.
I didn't do it this year, but I still can't go in, man. I just don't do a lot of crazy shit, a lot of crazy stuff. Sometimes because I don't want to get hurt.
True.
I work independently, and I don't want to get in trouble with my the people to book me.
Yeah.
If I get hurt in WCW, they will protect me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You got a contract. Okay, you go home. That happened with Ray, and he was still making a good living, right? We were still making, but in this case, and this is what the people don't. Hoobie doesn't do a lot of things that he used to do, because I really doesn't have to do it,
True. It's true.
I mean, like if I want to, I have to do
You
it, but I don't want to get in trouble. It's a big chance to get hurt, And a lot of people is like, man, you've been so lucky, man. You've been so lucky, I saw Kid Cash, and he's like, oh, I heard this. I retired 2 years. I'm like, can't believe you're still doing it. I'm like, I don't know why, bro. I don't know why.
You're a durable wrestler. You grew up in it pretty much. Now, here's a question for you. Tag team match. One of my favorite WCW tag team matches of the 1990s. One and done. You and Ray as a team against Psychosis and La Parka. Hoovie, why the fuck did they not TV you anymore? That upset me because you guys were awesome as a tag team.
And bro, I don't know why they never brought that match again together, even in a pay-per-view, That was a pay-per-view match.
That was
we
unbelievable.
throw everything, out there. Bam after bam, 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 bam. People were like popping like out of the chairs,
The run out to the floor right after the fourth. People aren't even doing that now.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I know. It's just the timing, Timing, and it's just not in wrestling. Timing, it's if you have good timing in your work, in your life, in everything. Timing is everything in life, And we were like we have the time in there. Like we
Gotcha.
have the time, and everyone, not just one. He knew exactly what was to do. The other guy knew how to exactly what to do, and the other guy, and to be accomplished all of those 4 times together, that's what happened.
Here's a couple questions. Maybe you don't get asked about this too much. I'm gonna try it. When I was a Lucha Libre fanatic in 1997, there were 2 guys who I just loved, Mr. Aguila and Venom
Yeah.
Black.
Wow.
What did you think of those guys, especially Venom Black? I thought, wow, might be like the second coming of the high flyer, you know.
Yeah.
But then
He was like a phoenix back then, right? He was like the upcoming guy.
Yeah, and it just he never really. Do we know what happened there? Is in your wrestling, you never really tangled with him too much. You might have been in WCW and domestically in the U.S. while he was down there, but
But I
seems
knew
like-
him, and I knew him,
Yeah.
and I knew he was coming right after us. So we
Mhm.
kind of like we were always taking a look of him.
Sure.
But you know, in this business, it's just not him. You know, I see a lot of people like him in America and everywhere in the world, and it's just like it's just the timing.
Gotcha. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
He reminded me of someone you had an amazing match with in Washington. Blitzkrieg. You talk about someone that came and was out.
That's another guy. That's
Yeah.
exactly another guy, just like him.
Came in, rocked it, but with you in particular, because he was I don't want to say green, but he was new to it.
Yeah.
You were the man, and then basically you guys get together.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this fact. Jack Evans told me that he was in the building in Washington when that match happened,
Wow.
and that was the reason he wanted to be a wrestler.
Oh wow.
Blitzkrieg Juventud.
Wow.
So that just shows you, like, basically how the influence of that style in WCW at the time. Like, do you remember that? Like, talk to me about that,
Yeah.
because that was crazy.
That was one of my best matches ever.
Yeah.
I truly say so. And it make a statement, you know. It
Mhm.
make a statement even on the name you're talking
Yeah.
about, right? And it's amazing. It was an amazing thing because I don't know. They put me. They were like when they want to bring or make someone,
Mhm.
they put it against me, and
Against
that
you.
was like a kind of like very good thing to know now, you know,
Sure.
because back then I didn't know what the hell I was
Sure.
doing, you know. I was just going out there and getting juicy.
Getting juicy indeed. Now, was Blitzkrieg easy to work? He was younger, so he listened,
Oh
I'm
my
sure,
God,
right? Really
I
good
love
guy.
him. I love the guy, and he just got hurt, and he never came back. I think he never had the passion to do so.
I think what I was always told, he had other things outside, like computers
right,
or
you
something.
know, it's like-
and he was like, you know what? I came in, I did it, bouncing, and then
I
basically...
don't know. Maybe I don't want to talk about the office, but I don't think the office want to really to
Office.
bring him right back.
Could
They
be.
were like, oh yeah, you're hurt. Stay there. I don't know. You know, you never know about in this business.
Exactly. Now, here's another question. You mentioned it. You don't want to talk bad, but let's talk about it. Conan would likely agree. I don't want to speak for him, of course. But, like, in my estimation, when I was watching WCW, I'm not every fan, but I liked the luchadors. I liked the cruiserweight action, you know what I mean? And that was like, I was transfixed by it. This is what I want to watch. This is like, bing, bing. This is awesome. I can't take my eyes off this wrestling. I always felt, why was there kind of a ceiling? You know, like, there was NWO, there was Piper and Flair, there was this, and then, like, the luchadors all rocking it. But it just seemed to me, why do you feel that maybe, I guess the question would be, do you feel you guys got your just due for what you were doing in those days?
I don't know. That's a question that we're never gonna know because I can say a lot of things about it, you know, and I can say a lot of question about it, and it's I don't know. It's just the way it happened, you know.
Sure.
It's just the way it happened, you know, because we were not able to talk that much.
Yeah.
And we were just happy to be rocking
there,
that.
yeah.
You know, we were just happy to be rocking. We would not be such a conscious about the politics and stuff. We were like just be passionate about this business. You know, we were like so passionate about it that we were just happy to be there. And we knew all these questions that you were saying back then too. But at the same time, you know, that was what happened. You know, it's happening. It happened. So there's nothing we can change now, and that's make us to the next step. And now to really value ourselves, value what we do, or value what we're gonna do, and that's it.
You mentioned him earlier. God, you had so many go-arounds with Eddie Guerrero. In particular, when Eddie came back from the car wreck, you were one of the first people he wrestled, and I remember.
Oh yeah, I was the first guy.
You were the first guy because he wrestled everybody down the line, and they were awesome matches. But I remember, this is my memory, but you took the. It was like a rude awakening airplane spin, and he dropped you with it, and I just remember thinking, wow, what an awesome. Just an awesome couple of wrestlers. Talk about Eddie. Talk about a little more.
I really remember that match. He was Eddie very nervous at the end. We were talking about it. And he was like, "Fuck! I just came back from this area. All of these troubles and demons, and he always talk about it." I was really close with him, so he told the office, "I want to work with Hubie," because he wanted to work with me, and I knew he was kind of nervous. He was nervous there. You know, like, let's do this and do this. And he was nervous, but at the end, the match went great. And I remember that movie, like, he didn't know exactly what he wanted to do at the end, you know? So, and then, like, oh, let's do this. And I was like, we're never doing it. And like, okay, let's do it. You know? And it was great.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Let's talk now about, jeez, there's so much. How about Psychosis? Psychosis was another one, like you mentioned. Psychosis and Ray, whether through Conan, you know, here they are in ECW. Hey, Paul, check my guys out. They're going to rock it. They do it. Then, Psychosis away. You come in, rock it again. But then you and Psychosis yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
This is another move. Again, there's so many little highlight reels of Juventud Guerrera that I remember. Psychosis went for a body slam off the top rope, and Juventud kept it and cradled him. You cradled him.
I don't think I've ever seen that again, ever.
It was ridiculous. Talk about those matches. And that's a TV Nitro match.
Yeah, I know.
But this is why I watched these things, because it was like, you had the flip between Raw and Nitro, but I just always compelled to see something fresh, something new, something different, and you guys brought it.
That's why you keep everybody going to still watching wrestling, because they want to see different stuff.
Different stuff,
yeah. Well, let me tell you something about Psychosis. You know, Psychosis has been really underrated about what he does in the business. He helped me a lot, and it's just not me. He helped Rey Mysterio even more than me. And you know, to compare like how much he's been helping Lucha Libre too, it's like he was an amazing performer, an amazing guy. I was like living with him, and I was broke back then, and he was one of the guys like I was like, lend me money, you know, and I'm never gonna forget that. I love you, bro. You know, we have some issues, we have some trouble, but I love you, bro. You're one of my best friends, and
you have that bond.
And I love you, man. I love you too much.
Speaking about guys you came through with, and you know he's passed, but Hector Garza, let's talk about him a little bit.
I have great stuff with him too.
Yeah.
I remember this thing. He was like, I was like, I'm gonna jump on your back. I'm gonna be running. I'm gonna jump on your back. And this is like kind of the thing that is like, it's a kayfabe, right?
Yeah.
So I was running. I was like jumping on his back, but I was like not jumping that high that I want to go like flying out.
Yeah.
I was like, what about if you go like this, and then when I'm jumping on you, you go like that. Oh my God, that's how the air Hubie came along.
Bash at the Beach.
Boom! And he was the only guy. I was trying that with Lismore. I was trying that with Psychosis.
Yeah.
Nobody could have, but he knew how to.
Yeah.
It's the timing, bro.
Yeah.
It's the right timing with the right people, man.
That's another highlight reel.
Yeah.
Ooh, Air Hubie was nuts.
And yeah, he was an amazing performer too.
And then he would do the corkscrew off.
Oh yeah, everything.
Sweet.
You know, I remember all these 6 matches all together. We were just rocking the house. We were like, just boom, 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 boom. The guy, the office didn't say, oh, just go out there and have fun. You know, we like what you guys doing. You know,
boom, don't do it. Now let's talk about 2 other guys who we haven't mentioned yet. Still doing it. La Familia de Tijuana.
Oh yeah.
You got Damien and Halloween. Who was a Cyclope in WCW. Thoughts on those 2 who are still going?
I know, man. Halloween, I think him once in a while in Mexico City. And Damian is in TJ, but yeah, they both still going.
Mm-hmm.
Damian just got a little scan on his back because he was getting a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
He was really worried about it. He was like, maybe I'm never gonna work again. Yeah. And finally, he's we find out he's okay.
And his son, Bestia.
Yeah.
Say's killing it, doing a good job too nowadays. God, we continue with all of this. 1998 comes by. I dare anyone find a better series of TV matches in 1998 than Billy Kidman, Juventud Guerrera. It was his first, I believe, WCW match in '96. 2 years later, everybody's elevated, and you guys are given the ball, and you just talk about some of those matches you have with Billy Kidman.
Oh well, that was great, man. I really, Billy Kidman, if you listen to this, why don't you get in shape and get in the ring? You know, why you don't fucking do that? The people wanted to see you. You know, they love you, and you know, I love you, even when you suck. I love you, man.
There you go.
Anyways, yeah, man, fuck, we were rocking this thing, man. You and me, we were rocking. We were like, I remember one time, it was like, oh, Rey Mysterio, and I want to talk about Rey. Rey Mysterio had this big match with somebody else, and they were putting a lot of tension on them, and then we came along, and then we steal the show, we steal the matches, and me and Kimmy, we had a good bond. Like, the timing was there.
Oh, yeah.
He knew me perfectly. It's just everything came along because, you know, back then we didn't have we only have big guys, you know, working. He was the only small guy.
Yeah.
Like, how come it's that possible to be a small guy in that time? And then we came along and we make it.
Yeah.
It's like the timing was there.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so true. And like, another thing with that was you guys months later, Starrcade. It's you and Kidman and Ray. Everybody in the same match. That's, I think, the first shooting star press from the top to the floor.
Yeah.
You did the over the top. You're over the top. Plancha was wild. Ray's going top rope Asai moonsault. That whole thing was nuts. You remember that match?
Oh yeah, that's one of the matches. It make a statement. That match since then, it make a statement. What is the three-way about it? You know, the three-way about it. It's about action. It's a real proper cruiserweight match that you can accomplish a lot of things. Because when you have two guys, talented guys, you can accomplish a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
When you have three talented guys, three talented minds and timing, it's just a beauty of beauties of beauties. I think for me, I enjoy to do more like three-way matches because you get so creative, you get so intense, you get like. You got different emotion, different type of vibes, you know, not just two, it's just 3 in 1. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
We're going to talk about a moment in your life that happened that I want to know where your head was at the time because you're wrestling Chris Jericho. The feud is on, okay? He's calling you quasi-juice and the whole thing is going on.
Dumb bitch.
How dare he, right?
How dare you?
Jesus.
You know what? You're on my list, on the juicy list.
On the juicy list.
You're on my first, and The Rock is the second one. Why? How come did you call Jabroni one of the guys to revolutionize the business forever? You don't call that a Jabroni. You call that a juicy one.
Yeah, there it was.
How come if that was possible, man? I mean, like, how was that possible?
I don't know how that's possible. I didn't mean
Anyways,
once again story.
I kind of get pissed because you know that kind of disrespect the Jews because you know he was jealous that I'm cuter than him. You know,
there it was.
I'm better than him, and you know I love the mask, and I keep it because you know it's kind of part of me. Mm-hmm. But okay.
But the mask came off versus Jericho, and there we go, the unmasking here.
The juiciest wrestler, the juiciest luchador in the world is here, and I took my mask off. And before that, I have my hair all over my face because I was so I don't have that much confidence, you know. So I was like this. I remember that. I was like this. I don't want to show my face, dude. I swear to God, I just don't want to show my face. Because I was shy, you know? I was like, wow, my dad is still having a mask, and I love the mask against this jabroni, Chris Jericho.
Oh, no.
It's like, wow, I cannot show my face. And then I went like this, and I pulled it back on. Oh, man, that was
the transition for you.
That's the transition, and that's the transition to came along with just himself.
Ah, there it is.
You know?
And there it is, the whole thing all here. There it is.
Oh,
the
yeah,
juiciest
baby.
one. So Juventud, obviously there was a little bit of, but the matches with Jericho, he took press slams off the top. Yo, once again, we're doing stuff no one was doing.
Yeah.
The one, the Rana off the road. Talk about all of that stuff.
Because he knew. I mean, like, he knew that it was possible to do it with me, and even he got more chemistry with me than with Ray. Like I said, I don't want to talk bad about no one, but that's a fact. We see that on TV, and they often saw that on TV. Like
Sure.
that was like a perfect chemistry. He was playing so good as a heel. I was playing so good as a babyface, and then just became myself. Became the juiciest one.
The juiciest one, and those matches with Jericho were tremendous. But then we transitioned. Who we didn't talk about, who we have to. Actually, you know what? Did you meet Jericho when he was in EMLL in like '94 or his own day later?
No. But I knew. I kind of like he got my attention.
Yeah.
I was like, who's this guy? He kind of he kind of looked juicy, and so even when I wasn't, he kind of looked good. And I was like,
the juicy one.
Yeah, and then my first time I met him was my first trip to Japan.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh yeah,
War.
I see you. Yeah, for war.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then we right away we like each other. We hang out.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, when you're a wrestler, you know what type of guy is your style to do so, right? So that's why we kind of like, he inspired me, I inspired him, and we did great. I mean, I enjoyed one of the best matches in my life was with him. It was amazing.
Now, one of those matches in Japan, now that I just thought about it, then you mentioned it, it was a tag match, and I don't remember maybe all the participants, but Lance Storm and Jericho were on different sides. I think Gato was in the match from New Japan, and you and Ray were on different sides. This wild hodgepodge of a match. Talk about wrestling in Japan. You had a couple matches. You had a singles match. It was hot with Ray for Tenry's group. Talk about Japan. Was it a little different for you? Was it just another challenge for the Juice?
Oh, yeah, that was a big challenge for me.
Yeah.
When I was like, this is like a dream come true for me and for Ray and for Psychosis. They were for the first time we went to Japan. So I remember this, the Sumo Hall. They were like, we were used to watch the Super J-Cup.
Yeah.
We were walking. We would always see with the Liger music coming along about in the aisle.
Yeah.
And then like a couple months later, I was behind him in the same building, in the same arena. I was watching him. The three of us, and we were like already there.
Yeah.
It's like amazing,
Oof.
And I see a lot of people now that are like Chris, like Jack Evans, They just feel the same. This is the beauty of the business, of wrestling business, It's if you really want to make it, you can make it. It's a dream, but dreams come true.
Yeah, you just got to work really hard. You were really good though. You guys were so top tier talent wise. Another top tier talent. We didn't mention him yet. Ultimo not Guerrero. Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Ray Jr. did an interview years ago. And Ray's a good dude. Doesn't say anything bad about anybody. Everyone loves Ray. It's like Norman Smiley. Like, likable person. Everyone's going to be all right.
Yeah.
But, like, Ray had mentioned when asked about Ultimo Dragon, he said Ultimo Dragon is the man, but Ultimo Dragon sometimes wrestles Ultimo Dragon's match. And basically we'll do it Ultimo Dragon. Because I thought, personally, Ray and Ultimo was... That's what
awesome.
happened,
That's what people think it's going to be happening like that. But Dragon Dragon is Dragon.
Yeah,
it's
see, that's good.
Yeah, kind of like Dragon. I got a little bit, we always get great. I have my first cruiserweight match. I
Thunder.
I win over him. I got a big win when he was like the 8 champions of the whole like divisions of the old companies, big companies in the world, and I took over and wow, and I can't believe it. You Ray say that about it.
He didn't say like, but he's just like basically like, you know what? He's like, you gotta be careful because a lot of the matches, if you watch them back, and I'm sure you've seen them, but it's just like. Ultimo, then hot comeback at the end with Ray, and then either Ultimo wins or whatever. But Ultimo had his, I guess, style of match, and it was a lot of. It was less like stuff from both sides and more like Ultimo.
Yeah, but this is what happened with Japanese wrestlers. That's Japanese style.
Yeah.
And when they go out there with big names and big stuff and all of that, they always gotta take care of the back because the whole Japanese country is watching, and they don't take it. In the Japanese country, they don't take it like a wrestling business. They take it like seriously, and they know so.
Now you just mentioned this, and I had a match in my brain, and we got to go to this right now because it's 6 years later.
Yeah.
A match that people still talk about, but not as much as they should. Naomichi Marufuji and Kenta in 2004 against Ricky Marvin Marvin and Juventud.
Guys, if you never see this match, you gotta go online and take a look at this juiciest match ever. We were rocking 30 minutes non-stop action, the juiciest action that you ever see or you can even imagine. We were strong style, like a real strong style it is. We don't fuck around, we don't bullsh around, we were flying, we were flowing, and we rock it that night, and I'm so proud about that night.
It's a hell of a match. And
my God.
You get the two styles and you just blend it perfectly. And then Ricky Marvin. And you guys had like the matching stuff at the time. I wish that team maybe would have lasted a little bit longer. You guys were awesome as a team together.
Yes. I know.
So that match happens. We're going to rewind 6 years. So Hoovy, you wrestle Liger, I think, in 99. When Vince Russo comes in, they do the tequila. Was that one where
the tequila one?
So you beat Liger.
Wow! When they told me you gotta grab this bottle and fuck Liger, I was like, oh, is that a joke? I was like, is that a joke?
What?
Now I understand it's a business, right?
Yeah.
But back then I was like, is that a joke? No, it's serious. I was like, oh my God. Cause I don't know. Back then I was trying to be serious with Liger, right?
Sure.
But at the same time, it was kind of funny, you know. Wrestling is entertaining, right?
It is.
So I love Vince Russo, but I didn't like that story.
Maybe not that story. You love Russo, not that story. So
because we could go like perfectly Japanese style, right?
Like the idea would have been
boom.
It hadn't happened prior.
Yeah.
So I remember a lot of the fans, North American fans, were like, and fans across the world were like, "Wow, Juventud, Liger, here it is." And then it was that. And it was entertaining, but maybe just not what we wanted to see.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it was a TV show. It was a TV match.
Show. Yeah,
it was a TV match.
Indeed.
TV show.
So I understand that.
Yeah. But let me tell you something. That night I broke my arm. And I fly out. I was like, oh, Liger's gonna catch me. He's been there. He knows me. He seems very cool to me. So I say I'm gonna jump on the third. I'm gonna dive outside. Like I was like thinking to myself. I feel myself like jumping in Quebrada, Acapulco, Mexico. I went flying outside, and he was like this. I'm like, you motherfucker! I'm like, bash! Just land like that, and it sounds like a bitch. And my arm went like that. Oh! After that, I gotta go back and do like a stretcher on my arm and go like this, like a Mexican hold. Oh my God, I don't know how I did that, man.
Jesus.
We luchadors are crazy, not just luchador wrestlers.
Now you reminded me of another injury that happened. Oh, Van Hammer.
Oh my God! That's your boy, Conan against Conan.
Throws you on Conan, and Conan, Van Hammer throws you like a cat out of a tree, and you're supposed to be perpendicular, but he's like knees and elbows and everything coming at him.
Oh yeah.
Bad news, huh?
Conan is Conan,
Okay.
I'm gonna show you what happened with Conan. I'm gonna show you.
All right.
Let me do my
There you go. All right, please.
Okay. It's Conan. Okay, here's the guy. Pushing me all over the top, okay? Third rope. Bouncing me on you, Conan, right? Conan is here, supposed to be catching me like this. And he goes like, yeah! Like, instead of like catching me, he was like, so kind of like my arm, instead of go flat, no flat area, but flat. Yeah, I broke his arm with my knee.
Like, oh no!
Thanks, Conan.
Oh no. Well, it was unfortunate. Conan, of course, came back later and was okay.
Yeah, he got a surgery on his arm.
Now, how are you and Conan now? You guys good?
Yeah, we're good.
Good. I'm happy to hear that because I just know, wrestling
Yeah.
can be with people, and you've known him so freaking long. So
Yeah,
that's good.
I gotta get a hold on him. You know, I gotta be really
Are you listening to his podcast?
Well, I'm on his podcast. You know?
I know you're on his podcast, but you regularly listen to
I don't
it?
listen to that shit.
No. Oh, no.
I don't even listen to mine.
You don't listen. I feel you.
Yeah.
You're on when you're on it.
Exactly.
I understand.
But I love it.
It's
I love
good.
it to do it.
You know him, Conan.
Okay, why you ask me? Because he kind of like, it's mean. A lot of people told me it's mean on the podcast against me or towards me.
No. I think Conan.
Only when he is with me, it's like, oh yeah, Hoobie's great and Hoobie's all of that, you know. But when it's not with me,
No. I'm not trying to say anything like that. I think Conan has a vision and an eye and can see talent and always could, no matter what decade, whether it's you and Ray and Psychosis or anyone else to the current day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was just asked because it's a hot podcast now. A lot of people listen to it, and we do enjoy your portion of it. And I have to bring up again, Norman Smiling, wonderful man, one of the greatest humans I know. He's like, Rob, I brought up the Juice Bar. The Juice Bar from XPW is one of them. Everyone watches it. YouTube.
oh yeah.
It's one of my favorite interviews ever. And I showed Norman the Juice Bar. He hadn't seen the Juice Bar.
Oh really?
Chris Jabroni Chatty, fuck you. It's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, check it out, guys. But then he's like, oh, have you seen this? And it was the Juicy Love video.
Oh really?
Talk about Juicy Love, the musicians you collaborated with on that. What was that?
I don't know. It's just everything came along in the right time, the right moment. You know, for what I think, for what I say, and for what I knew, I never understood that I was gonna be able to do music and write music and do all of these things. And somehow some guy is like, I always loved music since a child, since a baby. And one time it's like, oh, Hubie, I got a song for you. You wanna sing it? It was a metal song, like a Linkin Park. And actually, that song is not on my whole music that is on online.
So there's another one out there that we haven't seen.
Oh, you haven't seen that one? That was my first one. That was a heavy metal song.
You better back pocket that one. That's something later.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do it because the first time I recorded, but it wasn't in a very good studio.
Sure.
And then I make a couple changes.
Okay.
So that's why I haven't put it outside.
Now, what is the name of the song? You're not willing to divulge. It's okay, but
yeah, I try. I'm gonna keep it safe because am I gonna change it? Am I gonna change
you
it?
could change it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. You're gonna have a Linkin Park new metal Juventud song.
Yes, exactly.
It's
amazing. This band is amazing, and it's based in Mexico. And when they showed me this music, I was like, "Oh my god, this is rocking!" And then I was on the plane, and I was like, "I'm gonna write the lyrics," and I did. And then I put it together. And then when I put it together, I went to this studio, a good studio, and there was this rapping people, and it's like, "Oh, that's a good writing. That's a good music. You wanna play? You wanna do music with us?" And then that's why I start my other music with them.
Gotcha.
And then from there, I do other different kind of music. But my really, really, really kind of like dream come true is to have a band. Because it's a different way to have a setup like music and then you can sing, but it's nothing compared with a live band. That you feel the drummers, you feel the guitars, you feel it out there, and it's I can do it even better than Chris Jericho. I tell you, bro.
There it is. Shots fired as the room comes alive. All right, so there it was. So Juventud, we're gonna fast forward another year. Now, Juventud, you and Ray get back at it as a team, and you're wrestling Mark Jindrak and Sean O'Hare.
Oh my God!
These matches they were really good. Those guys were new, but they were big. It was a unique thing. But did you think that Jindrak would have the career? He's actually pretty big in obviously CBLL. Marco Colio. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, Jindrak, rest in peace, my boy. Wow. Can't believe that happened, but anyways, Wow, yeah, it's like these two big guys were against. It's like they were like, but they respect us a lot because they knew what we got before,
Yeah.
and they were like, we can accomplish everything together. To be, with a big guy against small guys, I remember I enjoy it a lot, because it was a challenge for us to be performing and to be like performing good against big guys,
Yeah.
And then I think all the big guys in WCW, they want to work with us because they knew they can have a good match.
Yeah, they look good. Like you guys, they would go for the Ranas and everything. Like it was a really good little dynamic, and it sucks because like you guys were so good shining them up, and then after you guys weren't wrestling them anymore, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Jim Neidhart can't do what you guys can do,
Yeah.
So it wouldn't always be the same, I guess. But I skipped over one of the more famous groups, the Filthy Animals. Let's talk about the Filthy Animals.
Yeah. Well, I think Disco was outside. What? What did I say?
What'd you say?
Oh, no, nothing. Did you say something about Disco?
I said nothing about this guy.
I heard somebody say he was out of the game.
You know what? I didn't say.
Everybody say. But personally, I think he's the juiciest one in the group.
There you go.
I think he's the juiciest one in the group.
Wow. So Disco for is the juiciest one in the group. I don't know him aside from he doesn't like some of the gifts I post on Twitter.
Sometimes he can be juicy.
Yeah, but I
don't want to be.
No, there's a phone. Oh jeez, there's a bad throw. I have nothing.
I guess maybe my sunglasses.
There you go.
Oh, it's gone, right? Battery.
For Christ's sake. So it's okay. So the Filthy Animals, Disco, the Disco Duck, Conan, yourself, Kidman, Ray. Thoughts on all that? Now you guys had like a good run there.
That was amazing. That was kind of like a short run,
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was really fun. That was really really fun because we came along with that name because we were like actually really filthy animals. We were like rock stars there.
Okay.
We were like all over the places. We were like and then when we told the name to the office, they were like, "You got it." You got it.
Cool.
It's done.
Sheesh. Now we didn't bring this name up, Dean Malenko.
Okay.
Did you see him today?
I saw him. I couldn't
Nice.
recognize him. But oh man, I told him, I hugged him, and I said, "I love you, Dean," because it's one of those guys that remind me Eddie, remind me Benoit, remind me that generation that it's just I'm never gonna forget, man. So that's why I say I love you, bro. I love you, man. You're still here. They're gone.
But did you, aside from that, to have a good little catch-up session?
Yeah, I love it. We have a little talk. He gave me his email. I'm gonna email him.
Cool.
And he's one of the greatest. Wow. He's one of the greatest.
Now, was he someone
I
you
would like to see him more often?
Was he someone you watched?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I can see it.
Yeah, a lot of my things is coming not just from Eddie. It's coming from him too.
Good
So
deal.
thank you.
Sweet.
Respect.
Now, Sean Waltman. Let's talk about X-Pac. You good with him? I know you guys. Let's just laugh. I know you guys have had a couple go-arounds to different organizations. You guys.
Bro,
cool?
I love the guy, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, it's like Jesus Christ. He died for us. Why I'm gonna be like forgetting people, forgetting for stupid shit that we do all the time? It's not just him, me, and a lot of people. Why we have to be so egocentric and say, "Oh yeah, he did this to me. I'm gonna be a dick now with him." Because if you're a dick with people, you're a dick with yourself. If you're good with you, you share that with people. You just can't be things happen. But you maybe never gonna know what happened, or maybe if just things happen.
So, forgiveness is a big thing in your life. You forgive and you forget.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
That's a good thing to do. I completely.
The guy I knew Sean. He was always. We were like super close. I was the first guy to welcome him. He was on my house for 3 months. Things happen.
I gotcha. No, good.
Like,
good dude.
No hate with each other.
Cool.
I love the guy.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Now, how about I'm bringing it up because I lived in Philadelphia at the time. You start to work eventually after WCW goes down. You start to work for XPW. Now, XPW was a wild, crazy place to work. And you came in and you start just rocking it in the ring. Now, they had scaffolds and barbed wire and new jack and thumbtacks and tubes. But you were in the ring. You're doing your thing in the ring. So, like, of course, I would be remiss if I don't bring up the Juice Bar. The Juice Bar is something I could probably recite to you right now because I've watched it so many times. It's a classic promo. Now you're going to wrestle Chris Chetty. Chris Chetty's a fine competitor. But this was like 7 minutes long, and this was like heat. Now, ECW Arena, they just clap for everything. You got heat.
Yeah.
You said, fuck you twice to someone.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you twice, and then they kept going.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Well, I remember Kevin Clabrock is like, and Rob is like, you're gonna do the Juice Bar. I did it at one night before, but the second night was a thing there, and then it's like they give me a line, and then just a little line, then but I took over. I was like, I was just playing with the crowd. I have the idea, and I told them, and like, yeah, do it so. Yeah, do it so, and like, and then that's happening, and the crowd was playing with me, and even, it's like, X-Pac is like, I love your promo there, man. It's like, it's amazing, it's like putting me over with all the people,
Yeah.
It's like, these things happen when they give you the chance, when they give you the opportunity, you know? When they're holding you back, it's like, you just can't explode yourself, It's like, it's not gonna happen, You gotta make the people a little bit confident so you can perform the way that you really are, And that's what happened in WWE. If we go now, let's talk about maybe WWE. I don't want to talk bad about them. I just don't. I think it wasn't the right timing.
Sure.
It wasn't the right time. There wasn't the right moment. But right now, it could be the right time.
Oh, there
205, baby.
Yeah.
All of these guys, they get inspired by the Juice. Because I know so, because I say so. It's because millions of the Juicy fans say so. So that kind of make a statement, And when you make a statement, you gotta work for it. You gotta go for it until you make your own statement. So that's my goal. I'm not asking you, WWE, for a chance. I'm not begging you for a chance. I deserve the chance. I make the chance. I make it juicy. Even better. Juicy as hell, as never you're gonna believe so.
Yeah, there it is. Damn, the gauntlet thrown down. Juventud, 205 pounds. Yeah, look at that. The inspiration for all of them in 205 Live.
I'm here, waiting for you to make the call. I'm still here. And I was still here 10 years ago. You haven't looked at me. I know you've been looking at me. You've been waiting for this time. Right now is the time. Right now is the moment. And I'm not just playing around. This is serious. Thank you.
There it was. Juventud letting them know. He ain't playing around.
Oh, yeah.
Juventud. 2001. No, 2002. No, sorry, 2003. XPW's ending. There's a snowstorm that comes into Philadelphia. Not many could come to the show. 45 to maybe 70 people saw one of the greatest matches of all time that no one ever got to see.
Oh, wow.
Juventud Guerrera, Johnny Storm, ECW Arena,
Wow.
Cassius Ohno from NXT, and I got a tape of it. We found one. I think it's out now more, but like no one had seen it. And we had friends that were like, look, there was stuff done in this match that has never been done. The rewind Rana, you pick him up right in the like no even looking. The hoovy, the fall away hoovy off the top. You obviously remember this match.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, what a match. And thoughts on Johnny Storm, because he's another one who's obviously influenced by you. Jody Fleisch, of course, with Ray, and then Johnny Storm was like the Hoovy of that combination.
Yeah.
But like, talk about the match with Johnny Storm, which, guys, if you haven't seen it, look for it on YouTube. It might be there. It's awesome.
Yeah, I know Johnny Storm. You know, when one of my first independent tours in the UK, that's where I met him. And a lot of people, a lot of fans, they were, even the promotion, they were like, you know, this is the Hoovy of the UK. And I love the guy. He was like actually very juicy, just like me, like a UK version of me. So can you believe that? That's why we have a lot of chemistry.
Oh,
you
my
know?
God, yeah.
Oh my God, that was amazing. We had so much fun.
I wish I had the clip still on my phone. It was such a good match. And I just remember, because it was told to me, and it was like this holy grail of videos that they're like, this exists. We don't know who has it, but I think maybe Klein Rock.
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
But that match was fucking nuts. So there was that, and then obviously
Jerry Lynn, I have a couple good ones with him in the
a
XPW.
lot of good ones with Jerry Lynn.
Yeah.
You and Jerry Lynn talk about Jerry
Even
Lynn.
in TNA, we have really
yeah.
good stuff in TNA too.
We're getting there. So TNA, the Super X Cup. Johnny Storm is in that show.
Yeah.
Teddy Hart is on that show. Now, we could probably do another hour alone just talking about Teddy Hart. Thoughts on Teddy Hart?
Oh, my boy.
He's your boy.
My boy, Teddy, you know. I don't know why some people get a lot of heat without no reason, you know.
Yeah.
They're like, he's an amazing performer. He's an amazing guy. I just, you know.
Do you
everybody
feel
has
it's
issues,
unwarranted?
You know? Yeah,
You
yeah,
do.
I think so. You know, I think he deserves a better shot. You know, maybe his you know attitude is not the best, but who's the best? I mean, you know, it's like
True.
I don't know, you know, but I think he can deserve another shot. You know,
Teddy Hart.
super good matches, super good chemistry. We were just rocking, and he went back to Mexico, and we were like rocking in Mexico. And we like each other, we respect each other, not only because we are filthy animals, because we are good people.
There
We are
you
good
go.
people.
Good deal. Now that you wrestled Teddy on that. Teddy Hart wrestled Johnny Storm. That's so funny how all these people came back like a year later, but they were all in that Super X Cup. Thoughts on TNA? Did you enjoy your time there?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
I did. Unfortunately, you know, I was not able to go back until I have a working visa, so that's what kind of like stopped me.
Gotcha.
And I never got back in a formal way to continue going there. And right now I don't know. You know, it's not the timing. Maybe I don't look for it. Maybe they don't look for it. It's like I don't know. I'm very happy where I am right now. You know, I'm working everywhere in the world. I went to Brazil. I go to the UK every time that I want to. If I don't want to, I stay in Mexico. If I want to work in the States, I work in the States. If I want to work in Japan, I work in Japan. I do whatever I want. You know, I don't want to ask AAA to let me go. You know, this is the best way to do it. So, but I think I earned it. You know.
Oh, sure, absolutely. So you mentioned you guys took it to AAA shortly thereafter, but before you do the AAA in 2004, Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan.
Yeah.
We mentioned the Ricky Marvin Kenta Marufuji match. Just some extra thoughts on Kenta and Marufuji, who obviously Kenta's now in NXT.
I think I'm gonna make a big statement. I think Kenta Marufuji are the new Kawada and Misawa. You know, those two biggest names in Japan history. This new generation is coming a long way. And they're doing great. I love those two guys. You know, I think Marufuji is not able to be in WWE because Japan doesn't want to let him go.
Yeah, he
It's
needs
so
a lot
good
to his
there.
whole
Yeah, it
promotion.
means a
They're
lot to
loyal,
him,
yeah.
and I think it means a lot to him too.
Yes.
You know, it means more to him than to be in WWE. That means a lot to the company. So that's kind of like make a bond on them. You know,
Gotcha.
it's not the way I feel it. Maybe I'm wrong. You know,
No,
but
that's-
it just looked like
that's
it,
a good opinion.
right?
And then in 2005, Juventud Guerrera makes his way to WWE.
Finally, after I was like, wow, like the first time they were gonna brought Rey Mysterio, they actually contacted both of us. So I don't have a number in the U.S. So they would always contact Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio was giving me the laid back stories. And I was like, it wasn't like really. It's one of those things that is like, you're American, we're gonna like take care of you more. I don't want to talk about nobody bad, I say like, but it's a fact, it is like what it is, it's like, okay, Ray, they always take care of more Rey Mysterio, they were like the boy, the kind of like American Mexican boy, the guy too. I don't know, he got more lucky than me.
Because he was in San Diego?
Because he's American, the working paper and all of that you don't even know because you're not Mexican. It's very difficult for a Mexican guy to come and cross over. I was already making the crossover, but I was not able to actually live here at that time. And it's just one of those things that I say timing, timing is but like I said, I'm still here,
Gotcha. So you, Psicosis, super crazy. You make your way to WWE. What's your thoughts on that whole run?
It's difficult for me to talk about it. Yeah, it's difficult for me because
wasted potential. Would you say? That's what I would say. I feel like you three could have really came in and rocked it, and it just seemed like somewhat wasted
but
potential.
this is quite a story that nobody knows, and I don't know if I really want to talk about it.
I gotcha. That's understood, sir.
Yeah.
So how about?
But I just want to say there's something big stories behind that people don't even know. It is so difficult. I really want to say so, but it's like right now that I want to want to get back there. I just don't want to
Here's a question for you. Kill this rumor or make it true. There was rumors that you traveled on the road with Cowboy Bob Orton. Is this an accurate thing that happened, or is that just a rumor?
Awkward? That was unjuicy.
No. Gotcha. Unjuicy.
That was so unjuicy. You know what? Because last year I was here at Arresticate, and he was at the lobby. He was like checking in before me.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, what's up? And like, look at me like, like he didn't even recognize myself.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm Hubie. You ride with me.
Friendship.
Yeah, I was like, and then somebody else like, yeah, Hubie, how are you? And they he kind of like catch up on himself. Like, okay, yes, I think I remembered you.
Oh my God, Hubie. What the hell?
I know.
If there
he was my boy. He became my boy.
If there was a WWE network in 2006 and 5, on the road with Hoovy and Cowboy Bob Orton would have been. Fuck. What did you guys talk about?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Jesus, that just seems like too.
No, let me tell you something. He's an amazing guy. When you're a wrestler, you keep younger. You keep younger. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
But you always talk about wrestling.
Sure.
And wrestling never gonna get old.
True.
Never gonna get old. So you can talk about Hulk Hogan and Malenko, and then talk about Ricochet and stuff like that. And it just is never gonna get old.
You just mentioned Ricochet. You wrestled Pac, who's
Yeah.
Neville.
Yeah. We have some great matches. The NWE touring all Europe for maybe 2 years, and I can't even believe we were the main event of many of those matches, house shows, sometimes TV shows, and it's not there. I can't believe it's not there. That's why I was like on Twitter, I'm like, because I have the chemistry, I can work with him, like so good. And now I don't know if he's gone or not.
Who knows? Did you see back then?
Maybe he's scared of me. He want to go out because he knows I'm coming back.
Oh no! Now, did you know back then? 'Cause he's a nice guy.
He's good.
You knew him back then.
When we were in Dragon Gate.
Dragon Gate, yeah, sure.
Yeah, we were there.
I forgot you were there. Dragon Kid.
Yeah.
Fuck, the whole gang.
Yeah. So I was with him and I told him, bro, you right now you're the best high flyer, you know, because he was like so good doing crazy different score crews and all of that, and I was like, you're the best high flyer, bro, and you're gonna be in WWE. And then like 2 years later, he was there. So,
You got it. Good call, Hoovy. That he's such a good dude. And everything's so crisp and clean, and he's like the perfect.
he only
opposition for you.
needs some juice, you know.
You need a little bit of juice.
He only needs a little bit of juice.
The perfect opposition.
But good promos, you know. I
Yeah.
was impressed with those promos, you know, because I
Yeah.
never knew he can make actually a promo, you know.
He came a long way. When
Yeah.
he showed up at developmental with Dusty, he'd come in and Dusty would be like a chicken. And he thought, why is he making fun of me by making me be a chicken? But
Yeah.
Dusty just wanted to come out of his shell a little bit and be
Yeah.
free, you know? So a little bit, it's a learning curve
I
sometimes, you know?
This wrestling business is a
What?
little other, a little outgoing, you know.
It's a little odd indeed. So you mentioned those overseas tours. Matt Cross.
Oh yeah,
Great
we
guy.
rock it. We rock it in front of 15,000 people in Madrid and Barcelona. Yeah, it was amazing.
Who are some other young talents you see now? And you're still Juventud Guerrero. You're the man now. But guys you see now that you're like, hey, that guy and me, we rock it. We make some magic. Just who do you might see now? You mentioned Ricochet earlier.
Yeah, but I think there's one guy better than him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who we got?
Will Ospreay.
Hey, promoters, you hear that? Will
Will
Ospreay
Ospreay, my
versus
boy.
Juventud
We
Guerrera.
did it in Lucha Britannia, which I say hi to all my family in Lucha Britannia. I'm the international coach there, so I go
Good.
every time, like twice a year, 3 times a year, because I'm doing touring.
Sure.
UK is hot right now, so, you know. So when I'm there, I'm able to be like 2 or 3 weeks of touring because I stay in my friend's house, which is like a very nice house. I just get juicy.
You get juicy now.
And I teach all of these guys, you know.
How to be juicy.
Yeah, and they come in a long way, you know.
Teaching the youth.
Yes.
Now, Juventud, you mentioned you wrestled with Ospreay. I want that in America, please, someone. However,
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
I spoke to Will Ospreay and Mark Andrews, and I made the correlation. Like, you guys remind me of Ray Psychosis, Ray Hoovy.
Yeah.
Because Will Ospreay, despite being all the flying, he could be a really good base too, and just capture all these things. So
I know this is the difference about me and Ray. Ray wasn't able to catch me, and those Ricochet and Will Ospreay, they catch each other.
yes,
It's like I wish I have that catching.
What I want
I will showcase even more than what I did back then.
Yeah.
You know, but Ray sucks. You know, catching, and giving base.
That's
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
No, for sure.
For sure.
He knows.
I
He
know
sucks.
what you buddy.
That's why I'm better than him, and he knows I'm better than him.
I like that you and Ray, to this day, it's competitive.
Yeah.
Because you and Ray wrestled in England.
Yeah.
So awesome for me to see as a fan who stayed involved watching.
We have
wrestling.
only 5 minutes to get over the match. You know, we were like, yeah.
Now you and Ray, Phoenix, and Pentagon.
And this is one of the things that is like, we make this crazy move, like helicopter move, head scissors.
Yep.
And I throw in so hard, so I couldn't catch him good, and Ray flies so hard too. So I throw in so hard and he flies so hard, so he passed me by. It's not that we missed the move. We tried to make more of the move because we haven't done it. So we're like, vroom!
Yeah.
And then he passed by and I was like, oh fuck, he's already there. So I took a bomb, and then the stupid people that doesn't know wrestling, fucking idiots.
Yeah.
You know, you're like posting on YouTube, oh, Hubie didn't catch you, fucking retard motherfuckers. Pendejos, you're fucking idiots. You don't even know what is the wrestling about it, the business about it, and you're talking about the juices one? Fuck you twice.
Ah, there's the fuck you twice you've been waiting for. Thank you, Juventud, for that. So Juventud, what I'd like to see, my cold black heart, I'd like to see Juventud and Ray I'd like to see Jody Fleisch and Johnny Storm and Will Ospreay and Mark Andrews bring everybody, the generations together, and let them just rock it.
I'm gonna call another guy, Flip Gordon.
Flip Gordon.
He's coming a long way.
Flip Gordon is really good as well.
I would like to have a match with him.
Now, you know what would be...
You know, this is the funny part about it.
What we got?
I got to start with Flip Gordon.
Oh.
We've been doing... I did a video for the Jump Box in Mexico.
Yep.
And then I'd make another short video about him. I put it on my YouTube channel. Because right now, listen to what I say. My YouTube channel is La Arena, LAARENA, La Arena, not D, La Arena, just play for it. Anyways, I'm putting a show, a video blog in English and in Spanish. So I just have my first episode, which is called Got Juice. And on that Got Juice, I put Flip Gordon, a little clip, like the continuation of what happened before.
Yeah.
And I did a little story in Brazil to where I went with Carlito and Chris Master, two of my best boys. And we have a blast, and please watch it. And if I'm gonna tag you on your media, so
yeah, please do. Yeah,
we can share it too.
We got you. Now here's another question. We're going for it. So Juventud, you mentioned the Young Bucks. Young Bucks they're the guys right now.
Yeah, they're the hot.
Now, Rey Mysterio also working for the Crash currently.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio,
Juventud
here we go. Versus the Young Bucks. Here we go.
Ask Conan, that motherfucker, fucking piece of shit, you know?
Oh, Jesus. Look, that was where I was going.
I mean, like, come on, Conan. Like, everybody's asking, why Kobe is not in the Crash? Why? Why?
I didn't.
Please tell me why. Because people want to know.
I
mean, like, there's some millions of fans watching right now. Why you don't book the Juice? Because you know I can take over. And I will take over once I get back on it, man.
There you go.
Once I get back on it, I'm going to take over. I'm going to beat all over you guys in Crash. Fuck off, bitch.
There was a heated response to that. Now...
He doesn't want to book? I mean, like, come on.
Yeah, just me saying.
It's millions and millions.
But I think currently, you and Ray, what I would say to Conan right now. What I would say to Conan right now is think about how Ray and Hoovy rocked it in '98 and how they never got the chance to show that they were the tag team that could have just revolutionized everything.
Yeah, the better tag team.
The better tag team, Juventud, Ray, Young Bucks, the Crash. I would like to see it. I'm a big person who.
You know, Conan lost me,
but
he doesn't want to love me that much.
I don't know.
So he can get juicy.
He can get juicy. We don't condone that. Conan can get juicy. Here's the thing. You love Conan.
I'm fucking with you.
You love Conan.
Yeah.
You guys are good. And I think you will be at the Crash. Because I think Conan...
Until I say so, because, you know, Conan having all of these matches, and then, I don't know, man.
Here's one from left field, Juventud, because I'm enjoying this. Now, when you were a young man, and you see Espectrito and Mascarita Sagrada, do you feel those guys go under... Gerito de Estrada, do you feel those guys are underrated? They were smaller guys, but they were busting out some hot shit. Mascarita Dorada now... and Demas 316 are just doing some revolutionary stuff. As someone who led ahead of the curve at the time, thoughts on the minis in Mexico? Because I think it's a really good concept and some really good guys that maybe don't get enough recognition.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I guess because they don't have... I don't know. The ambitious, I think they have, like... They were happy with what they have, or maybe not. Maybe they try, and maybe the office they didn't let them go. Gotcha. You're never gonna know, you know. It's crazy, you know. But professionally, I respect them a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, like they make a lot for the business too.
Something that I like. I'm a big fan of a wrestler called Virus, and he was a mini, and he came up, and he's with everybody else now. But have you had interactions with him?
With who?
Virus?
Virus.
Yeah. Oh. He's good. He's a sharp one.
He's good, man. But I didn't have that chemistry like I had it with anyone else.
Anyone else
Yeah,
at all?
I like that. It's a big statement, man.
Jeez.
It's a big statement because you know when I was in you don't even know like this thing is just interior kind of like wrestling stuff. In Mexico, when you bring someone they make it in the States and they brought it to Mexico, all the boys they just don't want to help you at all. They just don't want to help you. They also want to bust your ass. Even when you have a good name, is that the old school of CML? That's very old school, and it's still until these days, you know, and still until these days.
Now, could you do me a favor and compare AAA and CMLL? You've been with both, and you independent. You do what the Juice wants to do, but if you looked at AAA, maybe not now, but maybe back in the day, like you guys were, AAA revolutionized everything. They had the best guys. It was a really good vision. Pena, the whole gang, right? It was this big movement. Whereas CMLL was more of a traditional promotion. Okay. Now, could you explain to me just the differences at the time and now? Do you feel maybe you feel like one maybe is a little more progressive than the other and do more fresh things?
You know, that's a good question. I don't really know. You know, I think CML is progressing now because they have now this new generation. You know, and I think they just can't deny that. You know, now if you see all of the top names like Volador, and you know, the only big name that is not like a high flyer is Rush. But besides that, all of them, there's high flyers. You know, and you can mention maybe 10 names and they all do high flyings, you know, 10 top names. And I think it's been changing, and it's when I was there, the first time I was there, it was like no one was high flying, you know, old school, you know. So I was there, I was fucking busting my ass, like seriously hardcore, you know. With Bestia Salvaje, Scorpio Junior, all of those names, you know. Shocker, you know, I was like fucking.
Still going. Have you seen the documentary on Netflix about Shocker and he's still going?
Yeah.
Thoughts on Shocker?
Oh, he got a good news now. You didn't see that one, but I don't want take a look on him, Shocker. He got a big news right now. I don't want to be the one talking about it.
No, I'll have to look into it. I might be a little bit late on the I'll check the news out, my friend.
It's a juicy story.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to get into a juicy story. That might not be good. So here's what we'll do. I don't know.
Yes, juicy story can be great.
It can be amazing, but it can be like, I don't know.
You never know.
I'll see what's going on there, my friend. Thank you for that. Who, in your opinion, you have a great eye for talent, you know who's good. Who do you see currently in Lucha Libre that you feel is really like the freshest, the hottest, the juiciest, dare I say, on the scene these days? No promotion needed. You can just let me know who you are kind of impressed with.
Wow. Sometimes I don't want to put over names because, you know, they
I
don't
feel
appreciate
you.
that. And then they think they're the best, right?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Like, maybe the head get too big.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I challenge Hoovy. See, you're smart. You
Yeah.
don't want to show your hand.
Yeah.
It's good. All right. Let me come up with a different question. Here's what we'll do, Hoovy. In the U.S. scene, is like we've said Flip Gordon, talked about the Young Bucks. Crap. We talked about Ricochet, Neville.
Greg Walters.
Have you been seeing what my current favorite wrestler Juventud is Kenny Omega. I really enjoy him.
Man, he's put it out there. He's really good. I kind of like I can say he's impressed me with the last couple matches that he got in New Japan.
Yeah.
He's been earning his own way. You know, he was in 0-1. I've been watching him since then, and wow, since I saw him in 0-1, I was like, this guy is kind of juicy. It was like doing crazy on everything, and now it's getting better and better and better and better. It's just good for him, brother. Did you say so? Did you make so?
The juice endorsement of Kenny Omega, 0-1 or DDT. Now here's another question: Kota Ibushi. He's another one as
wow. I haven't actually have the the chance to work with him and to see him. But
That
I
would
see him
be-
against many of the guys. He's amazing.
he's another one that I just love the progression of wrestling and just the talents. What's your thoughts on this? Is way out the box. AJ Styles. You've been around AJ Styles. What do you think, of AJ? He's doing real good right now.
God, AJ. Oh wow, he came a long way. I'm really proud of him that finally he make it. He was like struggling. Even when he was in TNA, he was struggling. You know, he was struggling to make a living and to make really make something good. Even when he was champion, everybody knows stories and stuff like that. But we respect a lot of each other, And I remember I was touring with WWE in big shows in the UK and Australia, 2001, 2002. And then they brought him, and they brought him because I was not able to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like there, and I was like, take a look at him, and I was like, and then TNA, and I was like, we always want to work with each other, but we never had the chance to go with each other. But he was like the first American proper high flyer. The first American proper high flyer, and WWE never want to give him a chance because he was the high flyer, right? So finally they decide they're not stupid, they're smart. They know that they can make money, they can, if you really push someone that is trustful with himself, you can make money,
And the thought process might be he was never here, he's not a star. He walked out at the Royal Rumble, that place came unglued. So
exactly.
People recognize talent.
Bro, when they want to make someone, they can make it,
Yeah.
It's just the right moment, the right timing.
I'm just going to start naming some older legends who you've crossed paths with, and just, no, not have to be long answers, just quick answers, like Roddy Piper. He's not with us anymore.
Wow. Oh, my God. Oh, man. My boy. My motherfucker. Wow. What a guy, man.
Roddy.
Roddy is the man.
What's a night with Roddy and Juventud like?
Oh, man. We have a lot of chemistry, Never in the ring, but outside the ring, man. Yeah. Oh, man. So much respect with each other in the first time,
Yeah.
And then once we know each other, we're like just hanging out and just be out there. And I knew, he was always cool with everybody, but I knew he was very special with me. And I miss him so much, so fucking much.
Mm-hmm. Now another person who was my former boss, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Any good times with the Dream back in the day?
Wow, it's like for me talking about all those big names. I'm like so lucky, so grateful to be like living with them, and sharing story with them, not just wrestling, besides wrestling and.
Dusty was a cool motherfucker, right?
A cool motherfucker, oh wow, one of those guys that is just a funny guy, a funny people, a smart people, very confident even when he wasn't, on shape, he didn't care,
He knew, he was the shit. Now let's talk about this. Recent ESPN 30 for 30. Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Wow.
Woo! There it was.
It's been a long time. Last time I saw him was here.
Mm-hmm.
And last year,
Mm-hmm.
and I came along through him and like hug him and I'm like, oh my God, miss you so much. And it was next to Rick Steamboat. we were like hugging each other. It's amazing, to be living and to have all this opportunity to be with sharing stuff with these legends,
And you had it from every country. Mexico, you had the legendary figures you knew, and then you came here and you knew everybody. So it's such a well-rounded career you had as far as wrestling with everybody. Now, I didn't ask this earlier. When you were
Don't forget about Scott Hall, please.
Scott Hall, go for it. Talk about Scott Hall. I will not forget about Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Clearly,
I love
a good time with Scott Hall.
Yeah, I know Kevin Nash, X-Pac, all of those guys. We were family, We were so much.
Did you feel Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Pac kind of took to you the luchadors more than the rest of them? Because
I think
they saw the talent.
Yeah.
And they weren't as worried about. It just seemed like there was more of a connection.
I know, exactly, man. Because they know we were popular, and they knew they were popular, but they knew they were confident enough to. They were like, on their own thing, and they were on their own thing. And I remember when I took my mask off, that's one of the things that I was like missing. I knew I gotta talk about it. When I put my hair down, it was like the first guy to when I lost the mask, and then was right off the carton. It was Scott Hall. It was like he hugged me, and like I'm so proud of you. It's like that look, that meaning that you showed to the camera, like never gonna forget, and other people never gonna forget, and I will never forget when he say that. You know,
That's awesome.
That was amazing.
Good deal. See, I love hearing stories like that because you hear the stories about WCW and you think, oh, well, people were up here, but like,
oh yeah,
everybody was still like,
yeah, it was a family, man.
Yeah.
It was like a real family. Booker T, his brother that I just saw him.
Stevie Ray, yeah.
Stevie Ray, you know, and oh my God. It was the locker room, you know. A lot of locker room cannot compare to that one. No, like not even ECW. WCW locker room was like the best.
Now here's one for you. Like they had like 57 people working there sometimes though. So what was it like for you when you show up? Take me through you show up on a Monday night. You're in town,
bro. It's like I was just having a blast. I wasn't even concerned about anything else, you know. I was just, hey, hello, everybody, hello, how you doing? Hey. And then I kind of like, it was really nice that they recognized our work, you know. So they were like really humble in a way to welcome us, you know, and say, okay, this is like the Mexican family, but they're doing good. And they're not like, oh, this is the Mexican family. No, they were like, we were like wrestling family, you know. And that was amazing. That was like unique.
Did you see Terry Taylor today?
Yeah, I saw him.
Now, I'd heard a rumor. I worked for a minute with Terry at NXT. Was it true that Terry really kind of helped? Was he a pro? Like, Terry had his own style. But I think Terry appreciated what the Luchadors did and kind of pushed for it.
He appreciated. I remember one time, it was like he was the man in WCW locker room, like the office guy back then. And I remember one match in against X-Pac.
Yeah.
And we have a really good match. And he was like came into the locker room like throwing it like, Hoobie, what a great match. You fucking awesome, great match. And like, you're fucking great match. And everybody was like, fucking Terry Taylor, like, you know, like, oh my God, never gonna forget that, you know. Awesome. It's like, you know, amazing stuff. He really trusts about Lucha Libre.
Good deal.
I got a really good picture with him today.
Cool. That's awesome. It's good to see Terry today. These kind of things are like a big family reunion, kind of. Like, see all these people you might not see too often, and I really love weekends like this. What I was going to say prior, when you were coming in, obviously your father, legendary figure in Mexico, but talk about some of the other veterans who maybe helped you along when you were starting, before you even got started in wrestling, but like maybe gave you tips so that you would just watch and try to emulate, perhaps, or get your own thing.
Oh, Negro Casas. Negro Casas is one of the guys. He was actually having a feud with my dad for so many years. He was one of those guys, very intelligent, very with timing, perfectly timing. It's just a good character. He never wore a mask, so which is very unique in Mexico. He was just going out there and performing, and until these days, you know, he is still going out there. You know, it's like. It's crazy, man. You know, it's like Mexican wrestler, you know, we can wrestle for forever, I don't know, I guess so. My dad's still working, and he's 65 years old.
There you go.
65. And he goes to the gym every day and works like twice or three times a week. And I don't even work that time. I don't even work like that, you know. I'm like, I only work if they pay me, you know. So I only work like once a week, you know, twice a week, you know. Because, you know, I kind of like, if they want me to go, you got to pay me, you know?
Good deal. Now, you mentioned Negro Casas. I watched the match today. Lightning Kid, Jerry Lynn. Remember they had Hamada Ultimo's UWF in Japan. They were doing Japanese lucha style. And it was Dr. Wagner Jr., Silver King, Negro Casas. And you remember when Negro Casas and Hijo del Santo switched?
Yeah.
Thoughts on you when you work babyface as opposed to heel? Like, well, how do you kind of see that? Do you transition your style any, or is it still the same thing, just modified a little bit?
Yeah, I have to modify, you know, every time, all the time. But I was this is a good story. My dad was the biggest heel in Mexico, and until this day, is one of the biggest heel recognized by the whole media and fans. And so he is like, Dad, I want to be a babyface. So I was just starting in AAA, and in the office, he's like, I told the office people I was gonna go to do a babyface.
Yeah.
I want to be a babyface, and I went back outside and like, Dad, I'm gonna tell him I'm a babyface. And he's like, what are you talking about? He went back inside the office and it told the office that I was not gonna be a babyface. Cause I was like thinking I can fly, I can do whatever I want, you know. They're like, no, you're gonna be here for 2 years until I say so. Cause you gotta pay the dudes. Like that, bro. I was crying that night.
Wow.
I was crying that day. I was like literally crying. I went back home and I was crying to my mom, and she was like, "Oh, your dad know what he's doing," and I was like, 2 years carry on Rey Mysterio ass.
You were what, like 15 when you started?
But that's
16?
what was supposed to happen, I guess, in a way, you
Yeah.
know.
Because you had tags. It was
Yeah.
yourself and your father
Yeah.
against Ray. Now was.
But that was kind of disappointing to me because I really want to, you know, I don't want to be the base because in Mexico, if you're a heel, you're the base of the good guys, you know. So I have to kind of like compress myself and be like, okay. In a way, I was still throwing my shit on it, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could make it better to have a real base.
Mm-hmm.
But
maybe your father was like, "You'll be the best of both. You'll learn to base and be the superior one, and then you could rock it too in the air too." Because you're one of the, I won't say you're one of the few, but you're someone who can both base and then also just the shit you do is crazy. Like you can just go over the top, plancha style, and do everything else, and it's just crazy at such a young age too. Like. Do you feel like getting into it so early in your life? Were you ready for it? Was it too much too soon for you?
I think I was ready for it.
Yeah.
I didn't knew that I was ready for it, but you know, I guess I was ready for it. You know, I always have the intention and the passion to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of like always drive me until these days. You know.
I got you. Now, here's a big question. This is maybe newsworthy. Are you going to be in New Orleans for WrestleMania weekend?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
If you had a dream match WrestleMania weekend. Now, you kind of answered it earlier. But this is me hoping for something.
You know what? I was gonna say with Osprey. What about you say that me and Ray against the Jump Bucks?
Yeah, the Crash is going to be at WrestleMania, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, they certainly are.
Well,
I would be intrigued by that, my friend. I'm not trying to, force anyone's arm, but I'll tell you what, Juventud. This has been so awesome, and
Thank you,
I don't know how much. Are we good on
enjoyed it.
time, guys? What we got? Okay, Juventud. Thank you for your graciousness. You've been an amazing interview.
Thank
It's a pleasure to meet you, and for just regaling us with all these stories. He's the juicy one, and I'll just let you close it in your own special way. I'll step out of the camera frame here, my friend, and thank you again.
Thank you, guys. Like for me, this is a very special, unique time. I want to thank Karki to bring me here. I want to thank Rusticate. I want to thank you, all the fans. I want to thank God. And I feel good. I feel blessing. I feel great. And I feel juicier than ever. So you take a look at me and still, because did you say so? Did you make so? Love you all. Stay juicy.